So tonight we are doing a ghost tour.
So excited.
And Jay has purchased the EMF device thing.
Electromagnetic field.
Oh, look at you, ghost hunter. Tremendo buguero over here. Okay, all right. Okay, so this is our EMF detector, and electromagnetic field detector, whatever. And then on the side is where you turn it on the side. Yes, thank you. And then green is safe, yellow is caution. Oh, that was interesting. And danger is time to start taking pictures. I don't know if it'll work with a camera phone or if we need a Polaroid for this, but
we'll see.
I guess we'll find out.
Before this was Wicked Good Books, this was actually the old Derby Street bookstore. For a very long time, it was under some kind of unique ownership. It was used books, and they would stack them really, really high up into tall towers. And so people would go in and just kind of start pulling stuff out, seeing what they could find. So it wasn't very unusual when things would fall down or things would go flying places, because it was just that disorganized. America's first millionaire, actually. He made a lot of his money during his privateering exploits during the Revolutionary War. As a privateer, he was basically a pirate, and he was allowed to choke British supply lines. He had 144 ships helping him do this, and he amassed a great deal of wealth doing that. So he built this house right here. After the war, he also had a bunch of merchant vessels.
So it could be because it's really dark, but my camera's been having trouble focusing, so that's fun.
Merchant Hotel currently, but this is also the home of Joshua Ward, who is a really famous merchant in the area as well. So he made a lot of his wealth converting molasses into rum. Rum money was big around here, so he actually built the first workhouse in Salem. One of the most famous interactions with George Corwin is that of George Washington, actually. In 1789, during his tour around New England, George Washington stopped in Salem. He was staying with Joshua Ward, and the first thing that he asked to see when he got into the house was where George Corwin was buried. He was very interested in this. So they brought him down to the basement. They're like, yep, he was right there. And then that night, he started to feel pressure on his chest while he was sleeping. He started to feel hands wrap around his throat. And then he heard someone scream confess in his ear.
Oh my God.
He got up out of bed. He left Salem in the middle of the night. He never came back to Salem. It was
Whoa.
We're going to talk about the Salem Inn now. So this home was once the home of Captain Nathaniel West, and it is now obviously the Salem Inn. So the Salem Inn has a lot going on here. Staff and guests have often had sightings and experiences here. Enough so that we have 3 distinct spirits in this house right here. So the first one is another cat. So another black cat. So they do have a strict no pet policy, but unfortunately sometimes when people come in here, they end up having very real allergic reactions to a cat. Murder in this house, and it was that of a woman named Catherine. She was murdered in what is now room 17 here. She was stabbed to death by her husband.
Jesus.
And yeah, you can stay in room 17 though.
You can?
You can. People stay there. Most of the time people notice impressions on the bed when they walk in. If people have any kind of alcohol or whiskey or beer or anything like that, the activity kind of kicks up. They'll hear banging noises, they'll hear arguments as they're trying to sleep. Allison's house from Hocus Pocus, you're all right. You're all correct. This will actually be all decorated for Halloween in a couple of weeks. They'll decorate it like her house in the movie, and they'll have characters, they'll have character actors out front for all of the 3 witches. So
Cute. That's awesome.
Cute. It's great. And so this is actually not Allison's house in real life. This is the home of Judge Nathaniel Ropes Jr. He lived here with his family for a long time, and actually his relatives beyond that as well, until it was finally donated to the PBS Museum. So Judge Nathaniel Ropes was well known for being a tour. People will see Judge Ropes walking around in this kind of front parlor area, just kind of pacing back and forth. That's where he's mostly seen. Yes, this is the infamous witch house. So there are 16 homes in Salem that are over 300 years old that have been verified. However, there is only one that is directly related to the events of the witch trials, which is this house right here, which we now call the witch house. They are our last stop, and kind of funny that it's a seafood restaurant. So you'll know. Oh, so you went to dinner? Oh my God, I love Turner's. It's okay. The reason that this place is haunted, well, first of all, I'll ask you guys, does anybody smell apples of any kind?
It's too cold to smell.
What?
It's too cold to smell.
Too cold to smell? Sometimes people smell apples around here. I call them our ghost apples.
I smell bread.
Because this entire street block used to be Bridget Bishop's orchard, the first woman who was here. During the witch trials, yes, this was the entire block here was her orchard. She is definitely still here. A lot of the people that come here will notice that they see a woman standing behind them in the mirrors throughout the restaurant. So if you walk into the lobby, there are mirrors, bathrooms, there are mirrors. They're kind of everywhere. And most of the time, the woman who is in the back of the mirror, they'll be facing away from them too, which is kind of like equally creepy. They'll turn around and they'll go, oh, there's nothing there. So there is actually there's a local woman who was here a couple of years ago, and she saw Bridget 3 times in the restaurant. The very last time was Bridget standing up on the stairs, which are right when you walk into the restaurant, standing at the top of the stairs, facing her with red around her neck. Her eyes were gaunt, and her look just kind of said, "Leave me alone," pretty much. So yeah, and you can, and they've also there's actually a 3rd floor of this building. As weird as this sounds, there's a 3rd tiny floor, and up there a lot of the times people will hear banging noises. They'll hear things dropped a lot if it's late at night. They also think that that might be Bridget as well.